Welcome back, everybody, to Dave's MI Outdoors. I wanted to give you guys a little rundown of what I'm going to be doing here in 2020 because I'm starting a new YouTube channel. I started a lot of hobbies and I've gotten pretty good at it, and I think I got some knowledge I can share with people and help teach people how to save some money. Canning is one of these things where you get into doing it, and it's a lot of work. You gotta love to do it. You gotta like to be outside and work in the garden, and it has its rewards. And its rewards after the first couple of years, you basically all you're buying is lids and rings, depending on how big your project gets. I've had to buy jars over the years because whatever I have, I can it. I have other people give me stuff, and I refuse to throw it out, and I can that also because I look at it as, hey, if it's free and I can it and it saves me money and it's good for my family and it's better than buying it from a grocery store and staying away from the chemicals as much as you can, I look at it as a good thing. So I'm going to start off with some of my favorite things. Not that any of them is not my favorite because they've all turned out pretty good. Number one is my new recipe that I came out for salsa in 2019. After doing it for a few years, you learn how to come up with your own recipes without even looking at a recipe or going off anybody else. I'm going to be showing you guys this recipe, and just this jar alone only cost me 36 cents last year to can it because I canned so many of them, because all I had to buy was lids. I had everything else. I grew everything else myself. I averaged it out pretty good in price, and 36 cents, I don't think anybody can go buy salsa for 36 cents that is this good. I gave it to a few people to let them try it because they asked. Got super good readback on it. I loved it myself. My family loved it. And I truly think it's one of the best sauces I've ever made. And I'm going to make it this year in 2020 on camera. I'm going to show you guys everything, how easy it is. I'll break it down and show you that it is cheap and easy to make. So I'm going to be bringing that to you guys in 2020, this coming season. And this is one of my wife's projects that I've helped her with. She planted a bunch of blackberry plants on the side of our house, and we save all the blackberries and we make blackberry jam out of it. And this year, this is our second year doing it. The first year we did it, it was awesome, just had a little bit too many seeds in it. So I ended up buying a new machine that helps take the seeds out. And I really enjoy this recipe, and my wife and my kids really enjoy this. It's definitely a treat. We don't have to buy jam all year because we make so much of it, and same thing, we let a couple people try it, and they liked it too, and it's really super simple to make. And we're going to bring that to you again this year and show you how we do it, and kind of give you the gist on how we go about doing it and give you guys some ideas. So we're going to be bringing a blackberry jam recipe to our canning thing. And here is I grow probably roughly around 20 tomato plants every year, and I do all kinds of different stuff with my tomato plants. And one thing I do is I do tomato juice, because I use this in so many different things like chili. I use it in different stew recipes. If we're running the juicer, it's all juice. There's hardly any seeds in it because of the way we do it, and it saves money. And if I had to guess on how much this jar probably cost us, I would say roughly it costs us about 65, 70 cents because of how many jars we run. And like I said, we only had to buy the lids. So if you average it out for cost of what it costs us, it might be a little cheaper than that, but I'm guessing about 70 cents. I don't even think you could buy a jar this size at any grocery store for 70 cents. So this is just pure tomato juice with a little bit of lemon in it for just storing purposes, and that's it. So that's all that's pretty much in that. So spaghetti sauce, which we can a lot of spaghetti sauce every year, and this one was canned in 2017, and guess what? It's still as good as it was when I canned it. So you don't always believe what people are telling you about. There's a born on date that only exists in the shopper market world, where you go to the store and you buy all that chemical made stuff. Back in the old days, people canned stuff for survival, and just because it's 3 years old, it's still as good as it was. There's nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, I just ate some today that was from 2017, and surprise, I'm still here. I said, because it doesn't go bad. As long as you process it right, it's good. I'm going to give you guys this recipe. It's super simple, easy to do if you grow your own tomatoes and grow some onions and grow some green peppers, and it's super easy to make, and it's got a lot less chemicals in it than any other tomato sauce. And I don't spray my gardens with anything. I hand weed stuff, and I try to do it as organic as possible. Like I said, I try to take responsibility for my own health. So we're going to bring a spaghetti sauce recipe to you. I got a couple of them, and I share all those with you. Green beans. I never have to buy green beans because God just gives you green beans. Mother Nature just gives you green beans, and you just won't know what to do with them all. And you do need a pressure canner to do green beans. So, I mean, a pressure canner is another investment, but it pays for itself after a couple of years. I mean, after the first year, the pressure canner pretty much paid for itself. This jar of green, and it's big, and I use this pretty much for like casseroles and stuff because, of course, you know, sometimes your kids don't like to eat vegetables, but I do. This jar, anywhere from 50 to 70 cents. You couldn't probably buy a jar this big, and there's nothing sprayed on these green beans. There's no chemicals in this jar, and they taste real good. They garden fresh. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And going back to some more green beans, I have Dilly Beans. I looked this recipe up because I had so many green beans, I wanted to do something different. And just like you guys, I look up different things on YouTube, get some different ideas, and I tried this. And she's quite spicy. I mean, because I put some jalapenos in there, some banana peppers in there, I put some red pepper flakes in there, and there's some onions in there, and you can tell they're whole cut. And you just take these right out of the jar and put them on your plate. And if you like spicy stuff, this is for you. I was actually really surprised, but it's a refreshing thing sometimes to break open a jar of something different, and Dilly Beans sometimes is that extra different thing to put on your plate when you need something different. Super easy to do. If I have a lot of green beans this year, I'm going to show you guys how I did mine because I always change my recipes up a little bit, and I kind of liked how it turned out. So I'm going to bring that one to you. And bread and butter pickles. You can't get easier than this. My wife talked me into doing this one year, and it's great. We put these on our venison burgers when we make venison burgers for dinner, and we put them on sandwiches and everything else. Super easy recipe. I mean, you can't get easier than half of these recipes. It's just kind of more hard work than anything, but it pays off in the end. And the pickles, I think they came out to this jar was probably 30 or 40 cents, and they're pretty much, you know, it is what it is. There's as less put in there as possible, and they're delicious. So I don't know if we're going to have to make any more bread and butter pickles this year, but if we do, we will bring that recipe to you. And another thing that was a blessing in 2019 was our applesauce. And man, how easy this is to make. We had a couple friends. They gave us a couple buckets of apples, and it was the first time I ever did applesauce. And my friend Eddie and Erica gave us the apples. So I'm giving them a little shout out. Thank you guys. We enjoy these apples. And basically the only thing that's in these apples is a little bit of sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. The apple trees weren't sprayed. And this is a big hit in our family. If we was to open this jar tonight, it would be gone. All four of us would eat this, and this jar would be gone. But thank you, Eddie and Erica, and hopefully in 2020, maybe they'll have a good apple harvest, and they can give us a couple more buckets. But like 2 buckets, and we got, I think it was like 18 quarts. Apples is one of the easiest things to can, and man, is it ever good. This is way better than store-bought and applesauce. This is awesome. And I thank my friends for giving us the apples and letting us be able to try it out. And since I got the apples for free, this was really cheap to can because all we had to do was put a little bit of sugar in it, a little bit of cinnamon, put a 12-cent lid on it. This probably cost us 25 cents a jar, and what a blessing. And thank you guys for that because it's definitely a treat. So here is tomatoes. This was one of my first things I started canning, and you can't get much easier than this because it's just tomatoes. At first, we didn't get into all the sauces and stuff, and then we was, using tomatoes, and we'd have to process them some more. And these tomatoes are still good. I can pop this jar open, and I could send it through the blender and run it through the strainer and put it in chili, put it in soups. You can, whatever you put tomatoes in, you can put it in there. You could throw it right in your chili just like this. If you like chunky tomatoes, it would be just fine. And these tomatoes were all given to us for free from our family, from my mother-in-law and a couple aunts and uncles. So this didn't really cost us anything. It was just more of a learning experience when we were first getting into canning. So I really thank them for that. And I mean, basically this jar probably cost us 25 cents altogether, because we made so many jars that it was just really a blessing. And we used the heck out of it to save money for our family, which puts more money in the bank. And that's the biggest reason I got into doing gardening. It was a challenge, and it's a skill that I believe that people need to practice in life. And I really believe the younger generation needs to get back into having more skills in life. Maybe put down their phone every once in a while and pick up some of these skills. So we won't be canning tomatoes like this, but we did do these, and we still do use them, because I do sauce and spaghetti sauce and salsa and juice. That's what I use the most. This is my substitute for juice now. That's why I don't do the tomatoes like this. I'd rather just go ahead and juice it, and it's ready, and it's one less process to do. But these are simple, easy to do. You guys can look that kind of stuff up on YouTube, and you can't get much easier than that. One year we had, these are both zucchini pickles. And I've had people, I like to challenge myself. So we had a bunch of zucchini, and we planted like 6 plants, and man, I was giving them away to neighbors, and I couldn't eat them fast enough. And I hate wasting food. So I went on the web, and I started Googling and looking and studying, and we came up with zucchini pickles. Now, they're not as crispy as, say, the bread and butter pickles here, because it's not a cucumber, it's a zucchini. So these are a little softer, but they taste just like pickles. You can take them right out of the jar and eat them, and they taste just as good as a pickle. They're just a little softer, not crispier, and you can do them in spears, or you can do them in round circles like this. One thing that we use these for is you do I'm trying to think, potato salad recipe. It calls for pickles, chop up some pickles and throw it in there. Some of the recipes do. These work great for that. You can't even tell the difference. If you didn't tell anybody, they wouldn't even know. So if you ever have too many zucchinis and you don't know what to do with them, zucchini pickles, try it. You probably won't regret it, and they taste good too. You can't even hardly tell the difference. So all these things are things that we can on a regular basis. We've canned a lot of more different things too. We've done a chicken noodle soup recipe, which we ate all that, and it was good. I mean, you pretty much canned everything but the noodles, and that turned out really good. So if I ever find chicken on sale really good, I'll do that recipe too. But I just wanted to show you guys some things that we're going to be bringing to our canning series that we're going to be doing here in 2020. And this is a great way and a great opportunity for people to invest in their future, invest in a water bath canner, invest in a pressure cooker, invest in some jars, some lids, and some rings. And after a couple years, you will be getting jars of food cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And if you can find box stores that sell lids, or go on the web or Amazon and buy bulk lids at really cheap, then you save a lot more money. So I hope you guys are interested in seeing what we do in the future. And I have some tips and tricks and easier ways to do things in canning. And I've learned over the years how to make things work faster, and I think I'd be able to help you guys. I'd be willing to answer any of your questions when I'm doing the videos for any help or whatever. I'm more than glad to give you guys answers, what I think would work out great for you. And I have a whole closet full of canning stuff. My brother, he came up and he was checking out my canning supplies in I call it my pantry, and he was quite shocked when I got 2 shelves in there that are completely full, and I got stuff that are stacked up in the corner, and he was quite shocked. But I enjoy doing it, and I even gave them some stuff, and they liked it too. And so I really hope that you guys will tune into my videos and and support my channel. And I got a quick cooking video coming up next, so you guys are gonna see that right next after this video. We're gonna clip them together, and I'm doing a thing for like moms and dads, and you think you're overpressured, and you can't get dinner done fast enough. We did dinner all said and done in about 30 minutes. So watch the next little film and you can see, and we'll put some subtitles in there. I hope you enjoy. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe, support my channel, give me some ideas, give me some comments, and stay tuned. Here comes next. Welcome back, everybody, to Dave's Quick Eats. It's dinner time here at home, and we're going to do venison goulash today. And I know what you're thinking, we eat a lot of venison. That's because we do. So we're going to get started here with a nice simple recipe for all those parents that work hard every day and needs to make a quick, good meal for everybody. And today I'm actually going to time this meal, so I'm going to hit my little stopwatch, and here we go. I'm going to see how long this actually takes me to make this. And I'm going to add in a few extra minutes because I got everything preheating a little bit to help speed up the video so it's not boring. So I'm going to give everybody a good estimate time of what this takes to do this. I got some homemade spaghetti sauce that we canned, the venison we shot on our property last hunting season, like usual. And it's all pretty quick, simple. And this little thing right here is where hunting and gardening comes into play. This is where you get all your money back for all your hard work during hunting season and gardening season, which really blends together good. So I add a little bit extra seasoning to my meat to give it a little bit of taste, a little salt and pepper, just lightly, so when it's cooking it gets a little bit extra flavor. I always like to put a little bit of oregano on my meat. I think it helps with the meat getting some extra flavor to it. And this is one of those quick meals, so when the parents come home, they can feed their kids a good, healthy meal for dinner. And it doesn't take all day, and they can go relax on the couch a little bit. Because I know everybody can make venison goulash or regular goulash, and you guys probably don't need me to tell you how to do it. But, you know, for maybe all the young families out there, they can realize how fast you can really make something versus going and buying it, and how much healthier this can be for you than saying going to any of the fast food chains and overspending your money. So let's see how fast we can get this done and how delicious it will be in the end. And we're going to be having some garlic bread today too. I'm going to pop that in the oven right now. Alrighty, we got our water boiling, and we're going to put in about 3/4 of a box of elbow noodles. Usually takes about 11 minutes for the noodles. And meanwhile, we're going to pause the video and let this take, but I got the stopwatch still running because I really don't want to bore you guys to death with the simple details, because you should be able to brown hamburger and warm up your spaghetti sauce and boil noodles without me instructing you guys how. So we're going to take a quick pause, and the stopwatch is still running for total time. Okay folks, got everything done. I didn't want to bore you guys with the cooking and mixing of the details because I know you guys are all smart enough to do that. I was doing this as an example of how fast a family can cook dinner and after a hard day's work and get on the couch and kick back and have a beverage and to watch some Netflix or just have family time. The total clock, if I can get it to show, is 22 minutes, 19 seconds, and 39 seconds. So I understand that I still have some dishes that we're going to have done, but we have all the other dishes that we used on the stove and everything is all said and done. So after, we're going to have 4 plates, or 5 plates altogether, the bowl, then the spoon, and whatever utensils that the kids in that use, and 4 glasses to do. It's only going to take me probably 5 minutes to wash that up, and the kitchen's going to be all cleaned up for the night and everything like that. So it doesn't take a long time to do dinner, so don't think you always have to go out and buy dinner and waste a lot of money. This meal right here cost $8.50. Break that down to my family, that came out to be $1.88 a person. There's no way that you could eat cheaper and eat this good with a healthy meal, because the venison is very lean, and the spaghetti sauce that I use is made right for my recipe. I know exactly what goes in it, so that's very good for you as well. I did buy the garlic bread and the noodles. Of course, I mean, I can't make everything myself. I'm not Superman. But let's move on with it, and I'm going to do a little taste test, which I already know it's going to be good. And it's good. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. And thank you for watching, and God bless.